Hello everyone, this is Suddenly Jester and welcome back to the finale of Let's Play Shovel Knight. As I said, today we're finally going to complete this game by taking on the Enchantress in the final level of the game. So, let's just jump right into it. Not gonna lie, I spent a while debating with myself whether or not I should make this video and the last just one video, but as you can see, I clearly decided to make them separate. Anyway, this is not a very long level at all, but the minor gimmick, as you can see here, is that everything can be destroyed. That being said, this because this isn't a long level does not mean it'll be entirely painless. We still have to dodge the floor trying to kill us. I remember something in another game about the floor trying to kill me, like, what was it? I don't remember. I was very afraid that I was not going to make that jump. I'm quite proud of my dodging skills there, though. I normally get hit by something in that little segment. But this time I managed to avoid it all. Take that. Anyway, the obvious solution is to go right? Yes, but once again, there is something for us if we decide to go left instead. As you can see, the game is not going to be kind to us. I'm not gonna lie, I do not like this part. It is extremely nerve-wracking, and I am really not fond of auto-completing sections like that. But it's entirely worth it, because, as you can see, the final music sheets are right here. I'm pretty much going to end up turning in all of the final music sheets at once. How many do I have? Like, let's see, 2, 4, like 9, I'd say? Yeah, I'd say 9. This is going to be a treble, isn't it? Yeah, this is really a waste of MP, but we probably will get it back, right? Come on. I don't know. Overall, I don't think we'll be using all of our MP on the Enchantress, though, so overall using the fishing rod twice shouldn't be too much of an issue. However, I am going to definitely have the anchor ready, because, in my experience, it is by far the best thing to use against the Enchantress. I mean, you guys saw in a previous cutscene, right? She flies. If something flies, you should probably use the anchor on it, as Propeller Knight found out the hard way. And Tegan, I mean, he's not exactly flying, but his hitbox is high up, so same principle. Kind of rambling here, but overall not really much to talk about. As you can see here, this is kind of a pretty bleak level. I mean, there's really not much for us here besides just pitch blackness. I kind of have to wonder what that is, and these mysterious magic platforms. Seriously though, with that pitch blackness, is that just what the background of this place look like? Is this just some kind of tower of absolute nothingness and despair, or is it just really dark? And I think I'll settle for really dark, because that's slightly less depressing. Can we please get a checkpoint soon? Granted, I don't think I've ever actually died to this point, but it always feels like I'm going to die. Also, wow, it must be really dark if even that little candle there won't even give some semblance of light, besides just decoration. Can I just walk forward at this point? Yeah, I think I can just walk forward at this point. This better not screw me over. Okay, this is definitely going to screw me over. The screwing shall commence in 3, 2, 1? Oh no, it did. It worked out, surprisingly. I really do not have the utmost confidence in myself when I'm doing segments like this, even though by this point you think I'd remember that the entire final portion of it is completely safe. It's a beautiful night, isn't it? Shield Knight, come with me. Let us leave this place. How pitiful, clinging to false hope, chasing ghosts. So, have you come to slay me, Knight? To avenge your beloved? Gaze into my eyes. See how fearful I am. Watch me cower as you draw your blade. I don't need a blade to fight evil. Shield Knight, I know you aren't lost forever. You haven't the slightest hope of defeating me, but I won't stop you from trying. So please, let us dance together into the abyss. You know, with the text moving all wiggly like that, I'm feeling a lot more emotion was supposed to be put into that besides what I gave. Probably should have remembered that in time, but no, I didn't. Anyway, as you can probably figure out from looking at what kind of platforms this is not going to be an easy battle, because if we abuse the pogo jump too much, then we are going to be in for a bad time as we essentially destroy what little platforms we have already. I mean, granted, it's perfect right now, but it won't be for long, because she will just start destroying it all. Yeah, that's what I mean. Tried to pogo jump there and get punished for it. get the anchor out. I wasn't sure if I should have the anchor or the propeller dagger in order to get onto safe land if need be, but overall it can be hard to tell sometimes. Okay, I was about to say, if she stayed down there, I would have definitely switched to the alchemy coin or the chaos orb or something, but nope, she did not. Come on, give me platforms. Thank you. Thankfully, much like how Polar Knight will replenish the stage, so will she, although, that being said, if I was clever, I would have gone to the left more. I swear to God, every time I get hit in this battle, it's a nerve-wracking experience because I feel like I'm just going to get hit into the void immediately. That's, for me, immediately a holdover from Castlevania, which my most frequent death was most certainly being hit into the void by something, and Flare Wand. Well, we actually killed her with the very first relic in the game. Interesting. That being said, nowadays, if you think this is really the end of the battle, then you are a fool. I mean, how many games nowadays, especially in games like this, have a final boss that is not just... that is essentially just one phase? And finally, all our training is paid off as we actually get to catch Shield Knight for real. You caught me. If only I had known, I would have come sooner. You knew I was still there, even though it seemed hopeless. You never gave up on me. I will never give up on you. I will follow you to the end of the world. It appears that maybe you have. What's happening? Oh no. When the amulet shattered, the magic within it was released. It's already gathering. It will escape and wreak havoc on everything. Unless we stop it. Unless we stop it, we can destroy it for good, here and now. But we're both weak from battle. I've never been more ready. Come on, Shovel Knight, let's fight together, like old times. Now, stay close to me. That's right. After the entire game spent looking for her, we finally actually get to work together with Shield Knight. And we will need her help because this battle is completely impossible without her, even with the anchor. Come on. Yeah, as you see, the anchor does not work. Pretty much the only hopes we have of winning here is essentially, well, not failing, but essentially shovel only, and perhaps any other defensive items we have, like the Phase Locket or the Health Hiker. And at this rate, I'm going to need it. Wow. I am really not doing well so far. I apologize, everyone. Come on. Thank you. That attack is, as you can tell, impossible to dodge without her, so we should probably be grateful for her existence. Right. This attack, not too difficult as long as you don't panic like I kept doing earlier. And finally, we get some hits on her. I swear, I am not completely incompetent at this game as I sometimes end up looking. Come on, pogo jumps. Yeah. My main problem is I always try to get the combos on her when sometimes it's really not the best option. Sometimes you really just want to just get normal shovel strikes on her and just whittle her down slowly instead of getting these super awesome pogo jump combos. I'm going, at this rate though, I am going to end up eating my words and have to use a Health Hiker. On the bright side, the battle starts right back here. I was really hoping in this final video we'd be once and for all stopping the one death per video trend, but apparently not. At least we didn't die in the last video. For some reason though, I always seem to die once against the Enchantress final form, so I probably should have expected this. I'm not sure why I always die to this boss once. She's not super difficult if you know what you're doing, but to be fair though, it's not like I can really complain though, because, as you probably noticed, that death was entirely my fault. I tried to get greedy as she was removing a platform, and you saw how that worked out. She's removing one now, and that's a risky jump, but good thing she moved to the left. If she moved to the right, I definitely would not have followed her. Come on, bounce again, and come on. This is getting a bit sketchy now. Shield Knight, thanks for the help, but I would like to move to the left platform, but at this rate that's not going to happen. Okay, thank you. I don't care if we're not getting any jumps, I just did not want to stay on those two platforms because I do not feel like that would have been good for my continued existence. If all goes well, one more round and we should essentially have her, right? Just one more round of shovel. Aww. No! Not today, lady. Although, Shield Knight, you are going to a place I really do not want to go to. Can you, please come back over here? I would really appreciate not having to go into the middle there. I feel plenty safe being over here, personally, thank you. Although this raid probably is going to be safer over there. And thank you, Shield Knight. You are a nice pal to have. It's over, Shovel Knight. This place is falling apart. We have to get out of here. Let's go. I know. Okay. Thank you, Enchange. That was very rude. Shield Knight. Black Knight. Thank goodness you're here. Shovel Knight is wounded. Take him and get outside. No, I can't leave you behind. How will you escape? This magic is too strong. I can't hold out much longer. Run. You can't deflect it. It will tear you apart. I'm so happy. I got to see you both one last time. Shield Knight. Go. Take Shovel Knight. Save him. Promise me you'll save him. I have to say, it's bad enough I couldn't remember Mole Knight's voice, but I think my Black Knight voice might be the most inconsistent part about this entire series. I'm tempted to just go back and look at the first episode again and see how his voice there differs from what it is now. I mean, I tried to do some kind of fake British accent first, but I don't remember how to do it. And I'm not gonna lie, I actually spent a few weeks before I got all my equipment ready trying to fake a decent British accent because I knew that Shovel Knight would be the first game that I'd play, and I really just wanted to get that accent down, but I ended up never using it again. Anyway, that is the end of the game. The only thing now to do is essentially just watch the credits, which is admittedly kind of amusing. I actually like the credit sequence for this game, and I'm always personally fond of credit sequences where... Sorry about that, I'll let that out. I'm always fond of credit sequences where it basically shows what happens to the characters at the end, especially the bosses, and, you know, these side characters like the Trample King, who is by far the best character in the game no matter what people say, and no matter what I say. I think my best character in the game vote has changed quite a lot at this point. As for what's going to happen next, I would like to record some videos of Salt and Sanctuary and Enter the Gungeon before I start on my next series. The next series that I want to start, as I mentioned in the previous video, is a game I found on Steam called 1001 Spikes. I think people should enjoy it, and I think I'll enjoy playing it. It is going to be a blind playthrough. The only thing that isn't blind for me is the tutorial, which I think will be a separate video because not everyone will really want to see the tutorial. And you can see Plague Knight has opened up some kind of school here. In a way that does actually tie pretty well into the expansion Plague of Shadows. I'm most certainly going to play Plague of Shadows sometime, but I'm not going to be doing it, in the near future. I would like to do it maybe before the end of the year, maybe a few months from now. But for now, I want to do some things other than Shovel Knight, like 1001 Spikes, and naturally continue with Gungeon, Salt and Sanctuary. And once all that is done, start some more series. I don't talk a lot about future stuff, but I feel like it's nice to get out of the way and talk about what's going to happen. The Wonder Travelers, I actually completely forgot about these guys. Huh. It's probably because they don't even show up in the boss rush. Granted, Black Knight doesn't show up in the boss rush either, but at least we get a pretty epic battle against it beforehand. Anything else I really want to mention? No, not really. The fact that I honestly really enjoy doing this series. This is the first one that I've started and the first one to be completed by me. I hope that it will not be the only one completed by me. I hope that I will complete many other series in the future, but only time will tell until then. Oh, Tinker Knight. Almost forgot about this guy too somehow. Mainly because I was thinking about the Polar Knight's ending, as you'll see later. I'm glad Polar Knight gets a happier ending in Plague of Shadows. As you can see, his fate is kind of left ambiguous in this one. Should be appearing right now. You have Stranger Ship Polar Knight with the cute wolf, as always. He is essentially alone until Plague of Shadows. It's always nice. What was the other character that won? What were the other two characters that won the contest? King Knight and Spectre Knight. I like them, but personally, I honestly really would like a Polar Knight expansion instead of King Knight. I mean, Spectre Knight's always cool, but still. Anyway, fittingly enough, we are once again back at the campfire. Safe at last. I kept my promise, Shield Knight. Rest well, Shovel Knight, until we meet again. That's a pretty somber ending. Oh hey, Thankfully, we do get an ending that's slightly less somber, although it was kind of ruined for me after visiting TV tropes. I'll explain in a bit. Actually, no, is there any dialogue in the scene? I forget. Might as well explain now. Essentially, the scene here with Shovel Knight and Shield Knight just falling asleep there, it was kind of ruined for me after I read TV tropes where they said one potential interpretation of that was them to just end up how they just die there. I'm all for depressing endings, when it fits, but I'd rather not think that Shovel Knight out of all games should have a depressing ending like that, so I'll just hope that they both live. And that is the end of the game. Only thing left to do is tie up some loose ends before doing anything else. Start New Game Plus? No. I do not think I'm going to do a New Game Plus series. It would essentially just be the same thing, only slightly harder. I really do want to start something else besides that again. And for the first time since the second episode, I get to voice the bard. Wow, you have 9 music sheets. Magnificent. Take 500 gold for each. Wonderful. Let's see here. Oh, you found Reprise. My original plan was to just copy and paste our main theme, but the horse lady kept staring daggers at me. Now that I have this music sheet, I can form it for you at any time. Just ask. Unbelievable. You've recovered every single opus, and I don't know how to pronounce that. A chromed out curator, a heroic historian. You may have saved the village, but your real contribution is to the fine arts. Bravissimo. Anyway, that's all the loose ends taken care of, except for one thing. I have yet to buy any other armor from this place besides the gold armor, which is by far the best armor in the game anyway. I really have not found many uses for the other armors, though, that being said, some other people might. They're really just not for me, except for the sake of completion, which is something that I always love. In fact, although I'd say the worst part about this is the fact that it does take a few seconds in between, buying it and actually getting it. That's really a nitpicking complaint. I'm not really complaining about it. That would probably just be the most unfair complaint I can give, having to wait a few seconds for something. Unless we're playing a game like Final Fantasy or any other RPG where a character has some unbelievably slow attack animation. But, thankfully, no. Anyway, that is it for Shovel Knight. After the final battle stuff, I like how we ended on just buying armor. I really hope you've enjoyed the series, everyone. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you guys in Salt and Sanctuary.